everybody, and today we are going to change the oil on a 2012 Prius C. It's a couple of things that you're going to need. I have a Napa Pro Select 21394 filter, relatively small, and then I have 4 quarts of 0W20. It calls for 3.9 quarts after you had drained and refilled with the new filter, and a little bit less if you're using the original filter. It's a relatively straightforward oil change. The only issue is resetting the maintenance light after you're all done, which is easy to do, and I'll show you how to do that. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, so using a 14mm wrench, find the oil drain plug right underneath here. There we go. I like using the ramps, it's a little bit easier to get underneath. Now it does make this a little bit messier, the oil catch can. Usually hold it up for a moment or two. Then once you got the oil drained, I use a oil filter wrench like this. It works out pretty nice. It gets able to get in there, and I'll show you where that oil filter is. So if we take a little straw underneath here, well, that's finishing draining up. Oil filter is right, I don't know if you can see it. There it is. Usually what I do is once I got it loose, come up, some sort of plastic bag, catch anything that's gonna fall out, and not get it all over me. Drain it out. And then you can just take the bag, go like that, and it's just a matter of wiping up everything. Put that drain plug back in. Also, make sure this is tight. I don't know what the correct foot pounds is, or inch pounds, or Newton meters that's used, but I usually give it, there we go. Once it's tight, a little quarter turn, and we're good to go. Usually take a little bit of oil, put it around the top, and then I'll pre-fill it with about halfway with oil. All right, so pre-filled with oil, turn it up in there. Usually I'll get it nice and snug by hand. And I'll usually only hand tighten this pretty much as tight as I can by hand with those meat hooks. I never use the wrench to tighten it. I find that I don't need to over tighten it, but there we go. Nice and tight by hand. Haven't had an issue since. And that's pretty much the oil change part. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go up top and fill. Okay, so now we have our oil fill right here. Screw that, put there, the funnel. So like I said, 0W20, using Napa, full synthetic, Dexos 1. Okay, so I'll go like 3.5. All right, let's roll this car down. Okay, so we got about 3.5 in there. Check the level. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, so I'm just underneath that first dot, so I'm gonna put the rest of that container in. And then we go on to the maintenance light inside. All right, so we're inside the car now, and we are going to reset the maintenance light. So I'm just gonna turn it on so you can even see it. So we get in, car goes on, and it says maintenance required. All right, so to reset that, this is all we gotta do. What we're gonna do is basically that trip button right there. We're gonna hit that 3 times, hold it on the 3rd time when the car comes up when we go to power on the vehicle in the display. So let's give it a shot. So let's let it go off. All right, so let's go. And there we go, you can see it. That 3rd time. That's it, all reset. So now when I go to turn it back on, all done. So as you can see, changing the oil on a 2012 Prius C, I think it's from like 2012 to something year, I forget, or 2009 to something, is relatively the same. And that's about it. If you have any questions, just email me or send me a comment in the link below. All right, take it easy. Bye.